Jim Lentz is the North American CEO for Toyota, and we're talking to him about the car business, of course. And Jim, what's your outlook for the rest of 2016? We came off an all-time record. There's a lot of trepidation as to whether we can repeat that. What do you think?
I think we'll repeat it. I think if you look at the last 6 years, we've had 6 consecutive years of growth, but it's been 6 consecutive years of growth over 1 million vehicles a year. I don't think we're going to see that again. Our plan is to be at about 17.5 again, but it could be a touch higher than that. I hope so, because that'll be 7 years in a row.
What changes do you see in the market? And when I look at it, it seems to be a fundamental shift over to crossovers, out of passenger cars to crossovers. Do you see it that way, and how do you meet that kind of demand?
Well, I think we're seeing different things taking place. We're seeing a shift towards pickup trucks. I think at some point in time, we will saturate the overall full-size pickup truck growth. So I think that will start to slow down. In the SUV side, I think mid-SUV continues to grow, and I think small SUV is where a lot of the growth is going to be. Not only in today's small SUV as we know it, but also in these new smaller SUVs coming to the market. That's where there's going to be a ton of growth.
You and Ford, Toyota and Ford, seem to be the only ones that don't have a sub-C class crossover. I got to believe that's in your product plan going forward.
Yeah, we have the CHR concept, and that's a vehicle that originally was going to be a Scion, now is going to be a Toyota. So this time next year, you can expect to see that on the market.
And speaking of Scion, why did it not work? Was it a shift in the marketplace? Was it not the right plan? Why the back off from Scion?
Well, I was the guy that started that. So I'm probably the right guy to answer that. I started it and I stopped it. It did work for us. We sold over 1 million vehicles. It was really designed to understand Gen Y. Gen Y is going to be 40% of the market here probably by 2020. So we learned from it. We've changed processes, we've changed vehicles, and it's time to sunset as these buyers now move into the Toyota channel.
Let's talk gasoline prices. No one thought that we'd see in some parts of the country gasoline at under $2 a gallon. It's going up a little bit right now, but you've just come out with the new Prius. How is it doing in the face of these cheap gasoline prices when presumably it should be doing better when gas prices are higher?
Yeah, if you look at what happened with Prius last year the life cycle, gasoline prices falling rapidly, and as a result, I think Prius was impacted by that, but a combination of the two things. It's a little early to tell thus far. We're hitting our plan numbers thus far. We're only 2 months into it, but we're very, very bullish on Prius. We're estimating sales of about 190,000 this year, and then in 17, it'll go above that as we see a full year of the plug-in Prime coming.
So those are some pretty substantial numbers, and of course way more than any other hybrid seller is reaching. Let's talk fuel cell cars as well. You guys are testing out the market with the Mirai. What kind of feedback are you getting? And I know Toyota's very bullish on hydrogen fuel cells. Explain why we should be excited about that in the North American market.
Well, to me, it's a better battery. It gives you the ability to produce electricity on demand. You're not lugging around a heavy battery that takes a long time to charge. Basically can be refueled in 3 to 5 minutes. We've delivered about 60 of them thus far. We have 400 orders right now, and we're still confident that we'll meet our sales goal of about 3,000 by the end of 17.
So will Toyota just go down that route of hydrogen fuel cells? What about pure battery electrics?
We think pure battery electrics serve a purpose, but it's not in long-range vehicles. We don't believe a 300-mile range electric makes a lot of sense. We're going to leave that to the fuel cells, and we'll leave battery electrics to smaller vehicles, more commuter-type vehicles with 30 to 50-mile range.
Jim, big move for Toyota. You've moved your headquarters to Plano, Texas. You're going to move everything there. Tell us about how the transition is going and when the whole thing is going to be there.
It's been going very well. I moved there about 1.5 years ago with 50 other pioneers. We have about 400 people on the ground right now. We're bringing about 50 team members in each month. So by the end of this year, we'll be somewhere between 800 and 1,000. The buildings are under construction at the new campus. The first buildings will be complete about this time next year. So this time next year, we'll start our move into the new campus. And by the end of 17, we'll have all of our team members in Texas.
All of them, but I'm sure some people stayed behind.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of people who came and who stayed behind?
We don't know the exact number yet, but as we talk to our team members and we say, would you like a job offer to come to Texas? Today, 75% of them are giving us a positive response. So about 75% are interested. That number may not be that high at the end, but in the end, it's not that we're leaving California. We'll still have probably about 2,300 team members in California. Our parts operation will still be there. Our port operations will still be there. We still have sales offices for the finance company, for both of the divisions. So we're still going to have a big presence in California. We'll also have a big presence in Michigan at the Toyota Technical Center. So just the headquarters piece is coming together in Texas.
Real good. Jim Lentz, thanks so much for that update on what's going on at Toyota.
Thank you.